So hello, Christine. My name is Vera and I am a physiotherapist practicing equine assisted physiotherapy for more than 20 years. I used to be chair of the Czech Equine Facilitated Therapy Association. And now I am also the member of the Horse in Education and Therapy International, HETI, if you know it. I coordinate the European Network of Equine Facilitated Therapy. And the Czech Association we created in 2011. We have a certification system for the horses. We already certified almost 400 horses, something like that. And but we evaluate the movement, and we evaluate also the character. And the last point, we were part of the Erasmus project, or actually the Czech Association coordinated for past 3 years, and we developed like a guidelines to evaluate the horse therapy horse in the Europe.
Wow.
I can send you the link. So therefore, we are very, very curious. What are you doing? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Jana. I'm a psychotherapist, and I work in a small center for equine assisted services for about 10 years. And I'm very happy for this meeting because I'm very curious about your certification system.
So if I'm going to present myself, I have a master's degree in animal behavior. So I'm an ethologist, and I have a PhD in animal assisted interventions, where we looked at the effect of animal assisted interventions on agitation, depression, and balance and quality of life. And I started the ICOFA in 2004, and we provide education for people who are going to work in this field, and we are also certifying species, and that's the cats, the dogs, the equines, and some farm animals. Farm animals that are suited, that means that they prefer being in close social interactions with humans.
Mhm.
So in regard to the certification program, we are very occupied about the animal welfare. So that's why both the persons, they learn a lot about animal welfare when they take the courses. And we have this screening test of the animals that are going to be implemented in animal assisted services. And that test, the PADA, is actually almost similar, no matter what kind of species we are looking at, because what we want to assess is the level of curiosity, boldness, social interactions, and anxiety/fear. And so we use standardized methods to measure this. And that's based on ethological tests, like the open field test, the novel object test, the human approach test, the threatening approach test. And since I'm saying that, okay, the tests for each species is almost similar, it's like we test the open field test. For the horses, we look at how the horse behaves in an open field, in a paddock. And for the cats, we look how they explore their surroundings in an unfamiliar room, and the same with dogs, and also the farm animals. So we want to see how bold they are and how curious they are when they are exposed to a new area. And we also look at how they what do you say? Yeah, well, how they feel about being exposed to something that might be threatening, like a sudden noise. Some, like for the horses, we use this zipper that makes some kind of noise. And that's also the same for all the species. And also the handling, how they experience being close interactions with humans. And how cooperative they are. So this is only for the animal behavior, so nothing for the human. But after we sort of first the animal needs to be tested to see that it actually will enjoy being in animal assisted services. And the person needs to take a theoretical course, and they both have to go up to a practical exam to see that they also have the skills to work with people.
Okay. And how many horses have you already certified?
I think it's like 10, so it's not that many. We have one in Czech Republic, and the rest of them is in Norway. Well, actually, it's more than 10. 15, I think. Yeah, something
And
around
how
that.
many years do you do the certification for horses?
4 years for horses.
4 years for horses. And do you have any feedback from the owners, or how they use the certification, if it's they can apply it, you know, for government or for some administration or for clients, or
Yeah, so they use it for their clients and for the customer. So if a hospital buys the services, you know, for their horse, then they say to them that, okay, my horse is PADA certified. So I am as well. I'm certified to work with horses in that with that client. So you can hire me to do this.
Okay, so this how does it work, the certification, if it's not in Norway, if it's some other country, if somebody will be interested?
So the PADA certification for horses, that's online. So you get this recipe, what you should record, and then you submit the recording, and then you get an evaluation afterwards with the recommendations. So what we look at is, as I said, how bold the horse is, how it feels around being in close interactions with the persons. And then you get a feedback if whether the horse is will enjoy it, and also for which clients it might be suitable.
Okay. If I'm right, I got some information that it's connected to IOHIO, the PADA system,
No.
or not? Not at all.
No.
It's
we have
like
a close collaboration with IOHIO, so we are offering our courses and so on, but we don't have a collaboration about PADA. But they have asked me to talk about that on different conferences, so I have presented the PADA for IOHIO conferences for several years, actually.
And the other animals, how many animals have you certified, if you have some rough number?
All the species together? Well, I guess 1,200.
Okay, around the world or in Norway?
Yes, mostly in Norway, but also now in 10 other countries.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this license or the certificate is a lifetime, or it's time limited?
For the PADA, it's a lifetime, because we look at the personality, and personality is by definition stable characteristics over time and place. So when the animal is mature, and that of course depends on the breed as well, but when it's likely that it has established their personality, then the animal can be tested.
And what are the requirements for the animal to apply for the certification?
Yeah, so for horses, they are of course not mature until they are 4 or 5 years, but we can do the PADA when they are 2, 3 years.
Okay.
For dogs, they must be 2 years. For cats, 1 year, and the other species, it depends on the species. Yeah.
And PADA is like a national association in Norway?
What do you mean? It's
PADA, your association, the PADA. It's what is the status within the Norway, or?
The PADA is offered by the ICOFA organization.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, is the certificate? Yes, now I understand. We were just curious because we were developing now. The Czech system is working for 13 years. Then we try to make it something within Europe, because of course all of us concerned about equine welfare. And we feel that the certification system is not only for clients, you know, that the horses will be sound in movement and clear in their head and willing to cooperate, but also the certification actually protects the horses because we can see them. So far, the certification system, what we do, and the European frame is that there is a committee that they visit the horse in their environment so they can see how it's stabled, how it's handled, what is the equipment. And the license is limited for 5 years. So it's also part of the protection of the horse that he will not be overused because, you know, people work and they don't see. So if the committee comes, they can have fresh eyes and look at the horse. And we found your certification very interesting. So we wanted to know more. And maybe we can include some of your, you know, evaluation to our systems. Because your systems is very interesting, but it's not, we cannot use it fully because we need to evaluate the movement of the horse. This is very important for the outcome of the equine assisted services. So what do you think? How we can cooperate? How we can put it together, and maybe then we can make it as a one.
Yeah,
And
I really believe in collaboration. So I think that's a really nice idea to sort of make the project as best as possible for the animal welfare. And I really think that what you're doing, that you're going to the horses, that is really, really good. The reason why we have it online is because of the costs for the horse owner. And also, yeah, it's quite difficult. If you're like in Norway, we have this big country, so it will be really difficult to go around and assess the horses. But I agree that you need to see more than just the personality. So it might be that people can submit the video of PADA first, and then you can have this assessing movements afterwards. So if they don't pass the PADA, then there's no need of assessing the movements.
do you think it would be possible to see some video how it looks?
Yeah.
Your evaluation. It's so exciting, you know, because we really didn't know, and even the Hetty didn't know, and in the European network we have Norwegian therapists, and they didn't know.
No, it's very new. We have done it for dogs for so long, but for the horses and farm animals and cats, it's very new internationally. So I will share my.
Snacka konferenser ute. Kan du ikke gå inn der? Ja, bare inn.
So this is the owner of the horse?
No, this is an unfamiliar person.
So it's always unfamiliar person has to be with the horse?
Yes.
Okay.
So the owner can record it, or they can have another person record it, but we want to see how curious the horse is when it meets unfamiliar people, not only because of the social interaction, but also about the boldness, if they dare to approach.
Okay.
I just picked a random video now, so let's see what we will find. So this is the novel object.
Mm-hmm. And the horse is supposed to come and sniff and to show curiosity is the best reaction.
Yes, it's normal that they are curious, and that's difficult to see just from one subtest, because it could also be that the horse is so bold and so used to being exposed for novel object that it's not like, oh, I don't care. But you will see that when we put these subtests together, we can see if it's just because they are not that curious or if it's because
Okay.
they are anxious about it. But to be curious, that's an important aspect of animal welfare because it shows that you have positive feelings. So it's nice for the animal to be curious, if you understand me.
Yes, yes. It's important, yes.
Yes.
We don't want to have very calm horses. It's dangerous.
No.
Quiet horses. Yes.
Håller fast och, ja.
Is the breed of the horse, is it a fjord?
Yes.
And how old is the horse? Do you know?
No, I don't have it in front of me. I don't think that this is a very old horse.
It looks like. So you try the touch also if the horse lets touch everywhere.
Mm,
It's part of the exam.
yeah.
It's very friendly
Yes, he's it's a
individual.
typical fjord.
So all this is part of the examination. Touch it, come to the comfort zone in the horse about the
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah.
And you observe the reaction, the ears,
Yes.
complete
whole
body
body
language.
language. So what we want to see is after the rough handling, if the animal is okay having social interactions again afterwards.
Okay.
The woman was more scared than the horse about the sudden noise.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So all of the subtests, it's important that the animal won't suffer during the test. So we
Mhm.
always end with something good for the horse.
So therefore the treat at the end always.
Yes. But also to see the personality, because if a horse is very into treats, like always nagging, going into the pocket, all punching and so on, that might not be perfect for animal assisted services.
What is the task now?
And now it's just nothing, like just the horse can do what it wants to do. So now is she will take on the jacket. Have you
Okay.
heard of the umbrella test for horses?
We do umbrella test. I don't know what umbrella test you do.
Yeah, so
Because-
this is another way of testing the same thing, but without the umbrella.
I don't know what umbrella test you mean. We have umbrella test that we suddenly open umbrellas,
Yes,
shake it and then close it like that.
yes. So the reason why we don't use the umbrella test is because some people think that it's too tough on the horses. So this is the stimuli is lower, so it's not that scary for the horses. But in my opinion, a horse that is very afraid after the umbrella test shouldn't be working in animal assisted services. So, but we have chosen not to use it since there are some people that don't like it.
Yeah, because then it's like umbrella, we include it because like my city is very rainy and the parents, they just came in the indoor arena and, you know, close the umbrella and they are not aware, they are not horse people. So this was one of the first skills that the horses has to pass. Otherwise it would be very dangerous.
Yeah. So what I think is that animals that have passed PADA, they will handle the things that might happen in an animal assisted services. So like a horse that passes PADA will also be okay with the umbrella test. It's my, yeah, I believe that.
Okay. So how many tasks it is actually the test?
8.
So it's done within 1 day, and the horse has before the owner of the horse has like a methodology that he knows what it's going to be about.
Yes, so they get the protocol. So when they buy the product, they get the protocol, and then they must film the whole test in one take so that we see everything. And they need to film the tests in this special order because it's based on how the horse sort of recovers after each subtest.
Yeah, that you see reaction and action, yes, of course. And who are the evaluators?
That's me, and there's another woman with a master's degree in horse behavior who does this.
Okay, and how long does it take? You know, if somebody sent the video to evaluate, they can evaluate.
20-30 minutes.
So they get within 20-30 minutes, they know if they passed or
Oh
not?
no, that's 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay, okay.
But that's just something we say that if something happens, usually they get it before, but we have the 2 weeks so that, yeah, if something happens that there's a vacation or, yeah.
Is it happened that some animal or some horse hasn't passed, wasn't ready to do it?
Yes, we had one occasion, but I think that there's also a risk that people who see that their horse doesn't pass, that they don't submit the video, but then they won't get the certification. So it doesn't matter actually, if you understand me.
Okay.
As long as they don't have the PADA certification, then they can't, well, at least through our organization, they can't work with animal assisted interventions with horses.
In Norway, actually, or in
Yes.
PADA?
No,
yes, in other.
In my organization in Norway, yes.
And you are the only one in Norway, or there are more like you providing the services or some certification in Norway?
The PADA is only us. But we have like Red Cross. They also have dog assisted interventions, but not for horses.
Okay. Okay.
And we have this hippotherapy. You know that?
No.
Okay, so that's for people who work with physiotherapists.
Okay.
And then they do hippotherapy. So it's based on the horse movements and you, yeah. So that's something else that's provided from the hospitals.
So what is the price of your service? I think it will be good if we then, because I will introduce this one to the teams.
Yeah.
European and Hetty. For the equine assisted services, I think it needs to be really more thorough, the test. So I know that you were saying that it's the same test like you do for other animals.
Yes, it's the same elements. I found it's 250 euros.
Okay.
Yes, well, I see it's the same. it's the same elements like the novel object, the open field test, the human approach test. So we have the same elements, but it's of course modified to the different species.
Okay.
Maybe one question about stallions. It could be certified stallions in your system. Yeah,
Yep.
it's no problem.
No.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because we don't.
Yes,
Sorry. No, because we don't use stallions for equine services. So that's why.
in the Czech
I asked.
Republic, of
Okay.
course, in Portugal, they work with stallions.
Yeah.
In the Czech Republic, we don't consider like a safety insurance that you cannot work with stallions in this equine assisted services. And also we don't work with any horse that has like vision or hearing impairment.
No.
So you don't certify for these horses?
They need to have a veterinarian check. So the veterinarian takes care of the physical attributes of the horse and take care of the mental attributes.
Yeah, so it means that if the horse if stallion can apply for this PADA certification, and also if the horse has some vision and hearing impairments, they can apply for their certification or not?
Yes, but they won't pass a practical exam because then they need to have a health check by the veterinarian as well. So the PADA is just a personality. It's nothing else.
Just to know more. Okay. So I'm just thinking, is it anything more you would like to show us, to tell us about the...
Well, we try to have it as transparent as possible. So we try to show as much we can on the website. And if you want me to send you another video, I can find some other videos and I can send it to you.
It will be perfect. We can edit. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that it can be maybe with some commentary, what's going on.
Yeah.
Then
that will take some time,
yes,
but I can have it done by after Christmas.
Yes, of course. I think it's no hurry, no?
Yeah.
we can survive. Because it's good, that it exists, some kind of certification, because up to a few years ago, anyway, when we started the certification system in the Czech Republic, we were pretty sure that doesn't exist any other certification. Then within the Europe, we cannot imply the same what we do in the Czech Republic, because really in the training method, breeding methods differs from country to country. We have different culture approach, we have different historically equestrian skills. So therefore we created the Erasmus project that there were 6 countries, and it's of course open, the document. I will send it to you.
Yeah, great.
So it's like suggesting how the horse can be certified or evaluated. And then it's up to every country to create their own system.
Yeah.
That it will be also following their legal system. And so it's like that. So we would be very curious if your system can be incorporated, can be our systems connected.
Yeah, I am sure it can, because I think that together we can always improve and make a better product if we collaborate.
Because of course in our system we give certification, 3 certifications, 3 kinds. One is for equine assisted physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. It means that there is we more emphasize the movement. And of course, we evaluate the character, but the most important is the movement. It has to be rhythmical, regular, and the horse is capable to be maneuvered or manipulated from the ground easily. And then the second certification is for equine assisted learning and psychotherapy, because there is more groundwork. the horse is often exposed, to a group of people, and with different, of course, some difficulties. So the horse has to be capable or willing to deal with it, and also has to be able to recover after this intervention. And the third we do for the contact therapy. It's for horses. They go to hospitals or to retirement homes, and they are not ridden, but they are also facing a lot of difficulty. I mean, clients with difficulties. So these three licenses we provide. So of course we do, especially for the learning and psychotherapy and for the contact therapy, there are a lot of activities, how the horse reacts to the sounds, to the movements, and also to some kind of pressure. So it might be similar. So we need to find out what is pros and cons, what it brings yours, what brings ours. And I think for the sake of our horses, it should be the best then.
Yes, I'm very open to have inputs about PADA to improve that. So yeah, I think that we together can make an even better product. But who evaluates the horses in the different levels in Czech Republic?
In Czech, it's committee members, and they are highly educated equestrian people. They are even the people that like evaluate the horses, in some exhibitions. So they are trained, so they know, they see the conformation of the horse, of course, is for us very important. And they are skilled in equine assisted services as well. And it's very thorough methodology. I will also send you the link because we translate it in English, and you can buy it on Amazon.
Yeah, cool.
The book.
Yeah.
So as the methodology is translated, so you are welcome to see it. I will send you the link for the open methodology with the Erasmus.
Thank you.
And then actually we can even create some Erasmus project because we are in the Europe.
Yes, absolutely.
To connect, and then put it on the higher level.
Yes, that would be really good. Because, yeah, definitely.
200 euro, you were saying it's okay, but maybe for some European countries it's not acceptable if they it's not accessible if they have 8-10 horses.
No. So what we do is that we give a discount if they have many horses, and also for the Eastern Europe, they have a lower price. They pay just 1/3 of the normal prices on all our courses.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Because always we understand, all of us understand, we are all professionals, that we need to have some income, but we still would like to keep accessibility for the people.
Yes, definitely. That's very important. And we know that low-income countries, they of course can't pay the same as we do in Norway. Of course not.
I would like to tell you that there is HETI Congress. It's International Congress. It's going to be in June in Budapest, so it's close.
Yeah, I lived in Budapest.
I will send you a link. You can attend. You can also apply with your speech. Now it's open, the registration. And also we can meet there because I will be there.
Yes,
sure.
definitely. Was it in June, you said?
Yes.
Yes, because also the ISAS conference is in June, but yeah. I would love to meet you.
Yes, and it will be very good if you are, as you were saying, that you're invited for a lot of congresses, conferences around the world. It will be really good, to mention all these systems. And so I'm very happy to meet you.
Likewise.
I'm going to send the video to my friends that they can see at this beginning. Then we will, after New Year, we will continue with some of the videos.
Yeah.
And let's see what it can bring.
Yeah.
So have a nice day. Have a beautiful Christmas time.
Thank you. You too,
Happy
both
New
of you.
Year.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Christine.
Bye. Bye.